Haya basi, Ali Manzu na wenzako, shukran. Ali Manzu, they are speaking to us from Charter Hall here in Nairobi. Bottom line, our hashtag is after the siege. Let's wind this conversation now. A few days to this discussion, I was speaking to Andrew Franklin. He's a security expert, and he told me that if Kenya is not careful about how it handles the attacks that we constantly have, we will become another Yemen. In studio, I have Professor Noah Midamba, Professor of Defense and Foreign Policy, KCA University. Thank you for staying with me for this long. Why would he say that Kenya, we are looking at a scenario where we could be another Yemen?
Linda, we need to understand the geopolitical situation we are in. Our neighbors, I think that folks who talk a little earlier pointed very well. One is the porous border that we have with Somalia and Ethiopia. People are coming in and out. Unacceptable level of corruption. The type of ID we have, anyone can pick that machine and go in the corner and make so many of them and make money out of it. We need we need to make sure that our ID cannot be copied by anybody, and we have capability within the country. My friend Chris Kerubo has the capacity to produce biometric registration for every Kenyan. And that is the kind of thing we need to do. Linda, we need to depoliticize the national security. National security is not a game. And it is where Kenyan, where everything come in. And we cannot put a cost to it. If you look at the successful countries in the Western world, America, Britain, and obviously Israel, they put a lot of resources in this area of defense. And then they are committed. The citizens are committed. They can debate each other. But when it comes to national security, everyone is together. So get rid of and de-emphasize politicizing the issue of national security. De-ethnicize. Get rid of it. Because it doesn't make sense to talk about Luos, Kikuyu, Kamba, and everything. We're all Kenyan. And if we don't watch it, because you watch the story of these young people in northeastern province who have lived here for a long time, but they don't have ID. Now, they cannot go to school, they cannot get employment, they cannot. So you begin to have people that can easily be recruited by these extremists. Okay. And if extremists have the upper hand, then they begin to disintegrate the entire fabric that we have as a country.
Okay, Professor, we've had so many attacks in the country. Can this be salvaged? Looking at the number of attacks we've had, the number of people who've died, what it has done to the country, can we salvage this? And how long do we have?
I think you cannot put time frame on it, but you can begin to see how serious we are as Kenya. You know, America after September 11, everything changed. You could not walk into a plane like we used to.
Even the United Kingdom after the
United
bombings,
Kingdom, yes. Everything has changed. And so you must see how serious our government is about making these changes. We need to make sure that there is no ultra-extremist preacher preaching there in the mosque. They need to be taken out. England did that in 2005 under Tony Blair. There's a Christian preacher who goes there and preach about and against the Muslim and all that kind of thing. These people are extremists. They need to be taken out. If you look at the Bible and you look at Quran, look at all of them. We talk about 10 Commandments. 10 Commandments is very similar in the Quran. And so the people who
basically the same ideology.
The same ideology. And the people who are destroying us, who are evil against us, they're not Muslim. And they've been able to recruit Christian young people who are frustrated. So in order to protect what we have, this country has been very blessed. We have not gone out and attacked our neighbors for years, for very good reason. But for the first time, we took a defensive posture that it is very important for us to go into Somalia. As this excursion then has spread our enemy around. Where do they go? because we have a porous border. They're in here with us. And we have to detect.
We need to fix that.
We need to fix that by encouraging and training every Kenyan citizen and documenting who is here and then who is coming in as a guest.
Professor Noah Midamba, Professor of Defense and Foreign Policy, KCA University, thank you so much for sharing your ideas on how to deal with the militancy, Al-Shabaab, and how to fix the security system in the country. We thank you so much.
Thank you, Linda.
We thank you for watching Bottom Line. Our hashtag is After the Siege. This discussion can continue after this particular night, and of course this discussion continues as well tomorrow at Charter Hall in Nairobi. Our team will be there to continue speaking to some of the victims, government leaders. Where do we go from here? Thank you for watching. Have a good night. I'm Linda Ogutu.